Baka natin.
Good afternoon. My name is Madie and Caparros. I'm being performing the tale of the three trees. Once upon a mountaintop, three little trees stood and dreamed of what they wanted to become when they grew up. The first little tree looked up at the stars and said, I want to hold treasure. I will be covered with gold and filled with precious stones. I'll be the most beautiful treasure chest in the world. The second little tree looked out into a stream, trickling right on its way to the ocean, and said, I want to be traveling mighty waters and carrying powerful kings. I'll be the strongest ship in the world. The second little tree looked down into a valley where busy men and women worked in a busy town. I don't want to leave this mountaintop at all. I want to grow so tall, so when people stop and look at me, they'll raise their eyes to heaven and think of God. I'll be the tallest tree in the world. Years passed, the rain came, the sun shone, and the little trees grew tall. One day, three woodcutters climbed the mountain. The first woodcutter looked at the first tree and said, This tree is beautiful. It is perfect for me. With a swoop of his shining axe, the first tree fell. Now I shall be made into a beautiful chest. I shall hold wonderful treasure. The second woodcutter looked at the second tree and said, This tree is strong. It is perfect for me. With the swoop of his shining axe, the second tree fell. Now I shall sail mighty waters, thought the second tree. I shall be a strong ship for mighty kings. The third tree felt her heart sank when the last woodcutter looked her way. She stood straight and tall and pointed bravely to heaven. But the woodcutter never even looked up. Any tree will do for me. With the swoop of the shining axe, the third tree fell. The first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought her into a carpenter's shop. But the carpenter fashioned the tree into a feed box for animals. The once beautiful tree was not covered with gold nor in treasure. She was coated with sawdust and hay for hungry farm animals. The second tree smiled when the woodcutter brought her into a shipyard. But no mighty sailing ship was made on that day. Instead, the one strong tree was hammered and sawed into a simple fishing boat. She was too small and too weak to even sail in an ocean or a lake, river. Instead, she was brought into a little lake. The third tree was confused when the woodcutter cut her into strong beams and left her in the lumber yard. What happened? The once tall tree wondered, all I ever wanted to do is to stay at that mountaintop and point to God. Many, many days and nights passed, and the little trees nearly forgot their dreams. But one night, golden starlight poured onto the first tree as a young woman placed her newborn baby into a feed box. I wish I could make a cradle for you, the husband whispered. The mother squeezed his hand and smiled as the starlight shone onto the smooth and sturdy wood. This manger is beautiful. And suddenly, the first tree knew she was carrying the greatest treasure in the world. One night, a tired traveler and his friends crowded into an old fishing boat. The traveler fell asleep just as the second tree quietly sailed into the wind. Soon, a thundering and thrashing storm arose. The little tree shuddered. She knew that she couldn't carry that much passenger safe through the wind and rain. The little stretched out his hand and said, "Peace." The storm stopped as quickly as it began, and suddenly the second tree knew she was carrying the King of heaven and earth. One Friday morning, the third tree was startled when her beans were yanked into the forgotten woodpile. She flinched as she was carried into an angry, jeering crowd. "Crucify him! Crucify him! Crucify him!" She shuddered when the soldiers nailed a man's hands to her. She felt ugly, harsh, and cruel. But on Sunday morning, when the sun arose and the earth trembled with joy beneath her, she knew that God's love had changed everything. It made the third tree strong. So when people thought of the third tree, they will think of God. That was better than being the tallest tree in the world. So kids, when you feel down because you didn't get what you wanted, just sit tight and be happy because God is thinking something better to give you. Tale of the three